Democrats clash over timing of virtual roll call for Biden's nomination amidst controversy.
Welcome to ECN, a new letter urging the Democratic National Committee, DNC, to delay a virtual roll call for President Joe Biden's nomination is circulating among Democrats on Capitol Hill. At the same time, 3 former DNC chairs are advocating for the virtual roll call to proceed as planned. The DNC has maintained that the virtual roll call timeline has remained unchanged since May, following adjustments to meet Ohio's ballot certification requirements. However, recent legislation in Ohio extended the deadline, prompting some Democrats, including Rep. Sir Jared Huffman, to argue that an early roll call would stifle debate and harm party unity. The draft letter, circulated by Huffman, contends that holding the vote early would shut down potential changes to the Democratic ticket, especially after Biden's contentious debate performance in June. Reps Mike Levin and Susan Wild have also signed the letter, which labels the early roll call as a terrible idea that could undermine Democratic morale at a critical time. In contrast, former DNC chairs Donna Brazile, Howard Dean, and Terry McAuliffe have written to the party's Rules Committee, stressing that an early virtual roll call is necessary to ensure Biden's nomination appears on ballots nationwide without legal challenges. They argue that any deviation risks disenfranchising millions of voters and jeopardizing the Democratic path to victory. The DNC's current plan, approved in June, involves a virtual roll call process scheduled between July 21st and August 7th, with the in-person convention starting on August 19th. The DNC emphasizes that this plan acts as an insurance policy to secure ballot access. However, delegates have yet to be trained on the virtual roll call system, pending final decisions. The DNC's Credentials Committee will have the final say on the virtual process, with potential objections from members still possible before finalization. ECN, we deliver, you decide. Subscribe now.
Secret Service fails to prevent assassination attempt on Trump, raises major security concerns.
Hello viewers, today I bring to your attention how the U.S. Secret Service describes its mission, yet you'd be hard-pressed to find a Secret Service agent who would claim that Saturday's assassination attempt on presidential candidate and former President Donald Trump was anything other than a failure. But for an inch or so, the iconic agency almost lost a protectee to an assassin's bullet. 1 spectator was killed and 2 others were injured. The nation needs answers to several questions, and the investigation to find out those answers has already begun. Even as the Secret Service prepares to secure the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee this week, 3 hypothetical scenarios being investigated. 1. The Secret Service excluded the rooftop and building from the rally security plan. 2. Responsibility for securing the building was delegated to local or state law enforcement, who failed to adequately secure it. 3. There was confusion over agency assignments. Although it's unlikely that the Secret Service overlooked the rooftop, the building's proximity to Trump's podium and its tactical advantage suggest it should have been assessed as a risk. If local or state departments failed in their security duties, the Secret Service's delegation decision would be scrutinized. Mixed assignment of responsibilities may have led to confusion, complicating the security efforts. Immediately after the shots were fired, Secret Service personnel neutralized the shooter. However, reports indicate local police were also responsible for some building security. Suspicious devices found in the shooter's vehicle were safely rendered by FBI bomb technicians. The use of bomb-sniffing dogs at the rally site is another aspect under investigation. Inquiries are underway, led by Congress, the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General, and independent investigators. President Joe Biden emphasized the urgency of these investigations. If the Secret Service's resource limitations contributed to the failure, especially with personnel committed to the RNC. Addressing these issues will be critical to ensuring the security of current and former presidents and other protected individuals. Stay tuned to ECN for ongoing coverage of this investigation and other major news. Remember, at ECN, we deliver, you decide.
Triple-digit heat and severe storms. Prepare for extreme weather this Tuesday.
Power outages persist in Houston, Texas, after Hurricane Beryl tore through the area last week, leaving hundreds of thousands of residents without electricity during a brutal heat wave. Nearly 300,000 customers have been without power and air conditioning for almost a week, enduring temperatures reaching 94°F, 34°C. CenterPoint Energy, the region's primary utility company, faces severe criticism from residents and officials for poor communication about the power restoration timeline and inadequate planning. Initially, more than 2.2 million Houstonians were left without power following Beryl, resulting in at least 3 heat-related deaths, numerous hospitalizations, and forced displacements as people sought cooler locations. CenterPoint reported on Monday that it had restored power to over 2 million customers and aims for approximately 98% restoration by the end of Wednesday, as crews work around the clock and in difficult conditions to restore electricity and air conditioning. The company blamed fallen trees and branches for damaging infrastructure and customer-owned equipment. Texas Governor Greg Abbott criticized CenterPoint for repeatedly failing to deliver power to its customers and has demanded specific actions to address the outages and prevent future occurrences during severe weather events. Abbott has also directed the Public Utility Commission of Texas, PUC, to investigate the situation, stating it is unacceptable for millions in Greater Houston to be left without electricity for multiple days. Cassandra Hollingsworth, a disabled resident of northern Houston, expressed her frustration, stating that CenterPoint was wholly unprepared and emphasized the suffering of elderly and disabled individuals in extreme temperatures. There has to be a stronger system and a more urgent response, especially when most summer days in Houston feel like triple-digit temperatures, she said. As Houston grapples with the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, the focus remains on restoring power and ensuring better preparedness for future storms.
Joe Manganiello denies Sofia Vergara's child-related divorce. Claim it's not true.
Joe Manganiello has responded to ex-wife Sofia Vergara's explanation for their divorce, which she attributed to differing desires about having children. In an interview with Men's Journal, Manganiello refuted this, stating that their marriage ended because 2 people grew apart. Vergara had previously told El País that their marriage broke down because Manganiello wanted children and she did not. Manganiello countered this, explaining that they had discussed and tried for a family early in their relationship, but ultimately separated due to growing apart. Manganiello emphasized that he did not give Vergara an ultimatum about having children, highlighting their mutual understanding and respect for each other's wishes. He stressed that their separation was not due to a midlife crisis or an ultimatum, but rather a natural drifting apart after 9 years together. Vergara, who has a 32-year-old son, had expressed in her El País interview that she was ready to be a grandmother, not a mother again, and found it unfair to have another child at her age. The couple married in November 2015 and both filed for divorce in July 2023, citing irreconcilable differences. Stay tuned to ECN for more updates on celebrity news and other major stories. Remember, at ECN, we deliver, you decide.